yesterday morning I was reading a sample of the book The Last President, or The Last President. And and it's crazy. This was written in the 1800s or something. And what the book's talking about is what we got going on today. And I just thought it was odd that I was reading that yesterday morning. But what I noticed, I'm only going to show you this one thing here. The first thing I noticed, look, this is chapter 1, page 1. This is the start. This is the beginning of it. And I didn't get through the second paragraph before I seen that word right there. Maybe I should do this. That word. Thunderbolt. Boom. Thunderbolt. It says it's a flash of lightning with a simultaneous crash of thunder, a supposed bolt or shaft believed, but this is the part that I want you to notice, this part down here. Used in a simile and comparisons to refer to a very sudden or unexpected event or item of news, especially of an unpleasant nature. The force of what she had been told hit her like a thunderbolt. Simile, a figure of speech involving the comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind, used to make a description more emphatic or vivid. Kinda what we've been talking about this whole time, huh? So it said it was like a thunderbolt out of an azure sky. And where did we see azure? We've seen it all over. We've seen it in Thundercats. We've seen it in George Washington's vision at Valley Forge. And these words, like I've been saying, they're huge, and they're huge to understand. You need to understand what these words mean. And the Enoch talks about it. He talks about the secret of the voices of the thunder and the lightning. Yeah. And it's everything. But you know how we read Mark 14 in the last video and we learned so much? Wait till I show you what I found in the previous chapter, Mark 13. Yesterday was the 13th. My son's birthday and the day that happened to Trump. Check it out. And as he went out of the set-apart place, one of his taught ones said to him, "Teacher, see what stones and what buildings." And Yahusha answering said to him, "Do you see these great buildings? Not one stone shall be left upon another at all, which shall not be thrown down." And as he sat on the Mount of Olives opposite the set-apart place, Kepha, Peter, and Jacob, and John, and Andre asked him separately, "Say to us, When shall these events be? And what shall be the sign when all this is going to be accomplished? And Yahushua began to say to them, take heed that no one leads you astray. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am he, and they shall lead many astray. Now, the reason I think it's important that we read this tonight, given what happened yesterday, you already see what's going to happen, how that's the reaction that's going to take place amongst the people, especially the believers. They got this guy saying that that the Most High showed him that he was going to get shot in the ear back in March, and that after that Trump was going to give his life to the Lord and be on fire for Jesus now. And all that could possibly happen, who knows? But what I do know for sure that's going to happen is the people on the right, these Christians, they're going to be inflamed now because of all this. And they're only going to be dragged down that toilet bowl even further. And here is one key description that the Messiah left here for us to understand who it is we need to stay clear of. He said, for many shall come in his name. That means they're Christians, they're believers, that he came in the flesh. They're Messianic Christian believers. And they say that he is the one. And he told us that they will lead many astray, and that's what happened. It came from the image of the beast. It's the man of lawlessness. Verse 6 describes the man of lawlessness right there. That tells you exactly who the man of lawlessness is. It's the lie about the Messiah. And when you hear of fightings and reports of fightings, do not be troubled. It has to take place, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and reign against reign, and there shall be earthquakes in various places, and there shall be scarcities of food, and disturbances. These are the beginning of the birth pain. So all that stuff's happened. Christianity wasn't around when he was saying this. So Christianity's came. All these things that he's saying, earthquakes, that stuff, you could say has been happening. So, but take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils and to congregations. That happened to all them people he was talking about and other people. You shall be beaten, and you shall be brought before rulers, sovereigns for my sake, for a witness to them. And the good news has to be proclaimed first to all the nations. And when they lead you away and deliver you up, do not worry beforehand what you are to say, but whatever is given to you in that hour, speak that, for it is not you who is speaking, but the set apart Spirit who is speaking. Now, you know how you can tell that that's true? If we are students of the Most High's Word, and we long to do that which he desires, when someone asks us a question, that's what's going to come out of our mouth. It's the Spirit of the Most High. If you ask me, do I want to celebrate Christmas and why not? And when I tell you no and you ask me why not, guess what's going to come out of my mouth? I'm going to be talking, operating on the Ruach HaKodesh, the Spirit, the set-apart Spirit of the mighty Most High. That's how we operate. So we shouldn't have to worry. As long as we are steadfast, as long as we're trustworthy and true, we're good. And brother shall deliver up brother to death, and father his child, and children rise up against parents and shall put them to death. And you shall be hated by all because of my name, but he who shall have endured to the end, he shall be saved. And when you see the abomination that lays waste, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, set up where it should not be, he who reads, let him understand. Now I'm gonna tell you, this is all about everything we've been talking about right here on All Esteem, baby. Listen, this is the description of the image of the beast. He gave us a little taste at the beginning when in verse 6 when he told us about the man of lawlessness, because they're one and the same. They're the same BS. It's all intertwined. This is going to describe to you who the image of the beast is, because look, he said, let him who reads, or he who reads, let him understand. Then he goes right to saying, then let those who are in Yehuda flee to the mountains. The mountains have everything to do with the abomination that lays waste. I assure you. That's why this little hyphen's right here. Because he went right from saying, spoken of by Daniel, set up where it should not be, the coastlands, the land of Philistia, the fake state of Isis Ra'el. Right after that, he says, let those in Yehuda flee to the mountains. To the mountains. And he who is on the housetop, let him not go into the house, nor come into take whatever out of his house. And he who is in the field, let him go back. Or no, hold on. Pause right there. Let's go to Daniel. Spoken of by Daniel. Let's see what Daniel's talking about. Let's see if we can pin this down for anyone who still has doubts that Israel is the image of the beast, the abomination that lays waste. Let's see. And like I told you, whenever I mark them gray, the verses gray, that's because it has information regarding the image of the beast. And it speaks words against the Most High. And it wears out the set-apart ones of the Most High. And it intends to change appointed times and law. How could something change appointed times if it wasn't claiming to be the place and the one that does the appointed times? There's your first clue. And they are given into its hand for a time. And you can't separate the Roman Catholic Church from Jerusalem. They're one and the same. This is all the same entity. And Islam is too. It's just it's an arm. It's a sovereign of this deal. It's the sovereigns are whatever controls the people. You got Catholics, there's one sovereign. You got Muslims, there's two. And then you got whatever, if you would say evangelical Christians, Judaism people. And they are given into its hand for a time, a times, and a half a time. They are given into its hand. So you see. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away its rule to cut off and destroy until the end. That matches up with everything we've been reading. We've read about that the image of the beast would be ruling in the end, and its destruction would bring the end. So it would go on until the end. And the reign and the rulership of the greatness of the reigns under all the heavens shall be given to the people, the set apart ones of the Most High. His reign is an everlasting reign, and all rulership shall serve and obey him. And it became great up to the host of heavens. The host of heaven, just like that star in the Holy Prophecy, just like all the word we've read, up to the host of heavens, up to the word. And that's what they did. They changed the appointed times. They changed the word. They took away his name. They blasphemed. And it caused some of the host and some of the stars to fall to the earth and trample them down. The stars are the prophets. I assure you, it's the prophets. He caused them to fall to the earth, and they trampled them down. It even exalted itself as high as the Prince of Hosts. That's the Messiah. I can prove it to you. I'll prove it to you right here in Daniel here in just a minute. I'll prove that to the Prince of Hosts is the Messiah. So they exalted themselves as high as the Prince of Hosts. Who does that? Christianity, Jerusalem, the fake state. And it took that which is continual away from him. How could it do that? Until the end. If that place is true, then that which is continual ain't taken away. They have it, right? But that's not the true place. That is the imposter. And threw down the foundation of his set apart place, the foundation, the everlasting foundations. And because of transgression, an army was given over to the horn to oppose that which is continual. Because of transgression came Christianity, a great army of people that oppose that which is continual. All kinds of people oppose it, the majority of the world. And it threw the truth down to the ground, and it acted and prospered. That truth about that which is continual, the foundation of the set apart place. Then I heard a certain set apart one speaking, and another set apart one said to that certain one who was speaking, till when is the vision concerning that which is continual, and the transgression that lays waste, to make both the set apart place and the host to be trampled underfoot? Okay, so concerning that which is continual, the transgression that lays waste is that the set apart place and the word that comes from heaven has been trampled down. The shepherd has been struck. And so no one is going in and out to the set apart place. They think that it's on the other side of the map. That is that transgression that lays waste. And he said to me, for 2,300 nights, then that which is set apart shall be made right. What shall be made right? That which is continual and the set apart place. For at the appointed time shall be the end. The end is coming at Passover. We've done proven it. On a Passover. We don't know which one, but whatever Passover, the next Passover, the next feast day, you better be in the real set apart place. And that's being steadfast, and then you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about which one it is. But right up here, I'll show you how the prince is the Messiah. It even tells you that. Let me find it here for you. Right here, chapter 9, verse 25. Right here. Until Messiah, the prince. He's the prince of the host. So, in Mark 13, verse 14, when it says, when you see the abomination that lays waste spoken of by Daniel the prophet, you know that it's Israel. They leaped over the threshold. And how you understand that is you need to go to Daniel and read and find out that that's what it is, and Ezekiel and Isaiah and Jeremiah, all of it. And you need to flee if you're in Yehuda, but that means if you want to live. Anybody who wants to live must be in the land of Yehuda, Utah, North America, in the bowl, in Yerushalayim. That's where deliverance is handed out, and nowhere else.